Hey, hey, hey. Time for another out of this world story from rSpace. Real love is strange and changeable, but also somehow constant. Today on rSpace, we watch love evolve. Up first, when people change, love also changes. My wife just admitted that she had an affair. We haven't seen each other in almost a year since she needed to go study abroad. We had a great relationship prior to that. Her affair lasted 3 months before she broke it off and confessed to everything. It started as a friendship. He is mentally ill and he confided in her. She listened to him and she also confided in him. One day he kissed her and she stops him. But he keeps trying until eventually she just lets him. She says she never wanted any of this, but she couldn't say no. She wasn't strong enough. He emotionally abused her, saying that he'd kill himself if she stopped seeing him. I am hurt, but I'm still trying to see her side of things. I don't know what I am looking for, but I don't know what to do. She should come back next month, but I'm not sure if I should meet her. Is there any hope for this? It's easy to assume that infidelity would spell an automatic end to a partnership, but it's not that simple. And that's a good thing. It's a long road to recovery when a partner cheats. Couples do and stay together after an affair, but it takes a lot of work to repair broken trust. Most couples don't recover when one cheats, but those that do can emerge stronger from having gone through the process of recovering from an affair. Let's read on. Update. First of all, I want to thank everyone who provided me with support. I was a mess and reading all of your comments really helped. The majority of you advised me to get the divorce papers ready by the time she comes back from her travel, and that it's not worth fighting for. She begged for a second chance, said that she will do whatever to make this work, to win back my trust, that she will do her absolute best to be a better partner. I thought about it a lot, and after talking to her extensively about the situation, I decided that I want to believe in the good in her. That what happened was something that caught her off guard and that was heavily affected by her past traumas. So she finally comes back home, and it's been a year since we met. And with everything that happened between us, we weren't exactly vibing like we once did. I still welcomed her and was as pleasant as I could, told her that I believe in her and that I believe in us, and that I decided that I will also do my best to give us a second chance. Naturally, I'd randomly get upset when something triggers my memory to think about what happened, and I'd just shut down. She'd notice and try to be nice, but when it persisted, she'd just give me the silent treatment and avoid me altogether. It made me angry that she wasn't even trying to make me feel better while she caused me to be in this pain. I talked to her about it, and after this occurred a couple more times, she told me that she doesn't feel what she once felt or what she'd imagined she'd feel, that she still loved me, but her feelings weren't as strong as she imagined them to be. She imagined that once we'd meet again, all those feelings would come back right away. She then said that because she felt this way, she wasn't able to put the effort to make me feel better, and that she's not sure if she can put the effort needed to save the relationship while she's insecure about her feelings towards me. I told her that feelings come and go, and that's why they can't be the base of a marriage. I told her that I had feelings of resentment towards her, but I was still thinking about the good of the relationship and being a good husband, and that's why I gave her this chance. But it was the last straw for me. I gave her a chance, and she didn't take it, so I ended up divorcing her. Surprisingly, I feel extremely fortunate. I'm still upset and disappointed, but I am proud of myself. I am proud that I managed to be a good husband and take care of her until the end. Let's see what the community reacts. Abbreviation old 5833 says, "You did good. I am certain a lot happened that she confessed. Be prepared if she tries to crawl back after regretting her life of individualism, a phenomenon that's screwing up relationships left and right. Take care." The OP replies, "Thank you. Part of me wants to check up on her because I know she is going through a really tough time. But I have to get used to the situation, and of course, I will maintain no contact." Belf17 says, "Well, you gave her a chance, so you can look back with pride and say that you did your best, and it's not your fault. She made a choice. Hopefully, this will help you get closure, move on, and learn from this experience. Stay strong, keep yourself open to the world, hang out with your friends, etc. And don't take her back a second time, obviously." Honestly, OP, I think this is a really great ending. You both did try it out again, and the reality is that she was transparent with you about her feelings and the lack of feelings towards you. Yes, love in a marriage is ever-changing. You can love someone, but not like them all the time. You can love someone, move on, and wish them well in the future. What's important is that you tried. Now, there's room for something better and brighter in the future. Have you ever fallen out of love? Tell us about it. As we move on, our next OP shows us what it means to fall in love with memories. Ex-wife sent a letter to me. It's been 1 year since separation. My ex-wife and I have been living separately for a little over a year now. I've been living by myself, dating occasionally, and she is still with the affair partner. Yesterday, after dropping our son off at my home from school, she tells me she wrote something for me that she wanted me to read while I'm alone. Texted it to me right then. It was basically a letter apologizing for the mistakes she made and how she wants me to be happy and not resent her. It goes on for a bit, but at the end she states, "I will love you forever," and thanking me for showing her what true love was for the 16 years we were together. I did love her. I thought that love was gone now, but why am I questioning everything again? She knew the hell she put me through. Every single day was a mental battle just to make it to the next for 10 to 11 months. I was finally able to beat my depression and start living my life again. I'm currently dating someone who I like, but I'm not in love with him yet. I'm so confused though now. Her letter did hit a spot in me, and now I feel like I've taken a few steps back in my recovery. What could be the reason why I feel conflicted? Is this a plea for me to take her back, or is it just closure for herself? I was doing fine until she sent it, and now my brain is trying to take me back to where I was last summer. The scary part is, I've thought about texting her back and asking for further clarity of her intentions. I'm scared that she will say I want to come home, and foolish me will accept that. I think I need some reassurance and a kick in the butt to get me back to reality. I want nothing more than to pull myself out of this and keep living my life like I have been the last few months. Mills. How does the community offer advice? Lopsided Collar 7164 does it like this. Most likely she did it for her own selfish reasons. The key phrase is not wanting you to resent her. She wants to relieve herself of the guilt she feels. It could be that living with a affair partner didn't live up to the fantasy because every relationship has problems and responsibilities. In affairs, people convince themselves that life would be simpler with affair partners because they are perfect and they get along so well. Really, their relationship hasn't been tested because they had no real-world responsibilities to potentially fight over during the affair, no major life stressors. So they live in fantasy, but that is the power of affair fog. That is not reality. No wayward partner ever sees what affair partner is truly like until the affair fog lifts. It may not be that bad for her, but she may not have it as good as she had it with you. So she now sees what she has done and has guilt. The best response is no response. Shred the letter and do not overthink it. False hope and a dream about going back in time will set your recovery back. You can't go back. You can only go forward. She may have heard that you were dating again and has negative feelings about you moving on. She didn't want to be with you enough to be faithful, hence she cheated. But she doesn't want you to move on because it destroys her idea of you as a backup option. You are no one's backup option when they decide they are not happy enough with the affair partner. You deserve to be someone's only option. Know that even if you two decide to reconcile, you can't erase what she did. She tainted everything. The OP replies, "Thank you. Yes, having the mindset of only moving forward helped me to get where I was at over the last few months. I'm going to just not respond." 401 Nailhead says, "Sir, she is only letting her mind off the hook for what she had done to you, attempting to be the good person after all. Don't buy it. The letter was all about her." Fragrant Spray adds, "She wrote the letter to make her feel better, not you. It was designed to make you believe you got an honest apology. That's the best case scenario for you. It could also be that she's not as happy in her new relationship and is trying to see if she can rope you back in as a backup plan. Like with everything else over the last year or so, her actions are strictly intended to benefit her without regard to how it might impact you." Thrilla the Gorilla adds on, "No, don't ask for clarity. It's going to set you back further. Instead, don't respond at all and act as if the letter never existed. Delete it, throw it away, and don't respond. That letter wasn't meant to help you, it was meant to help her. Don't get sucked into a cheating ex's BS. You'll 100% regret it." And the OP replies again, "Thanks for the response. It really did feel like it was 100% for her own benefit. I get that she likely has some residual guilt, but for her to send me that after a year when she knows I've moved on is certainly selfish." I don't think love ever really loves us, OP. I think it's capable of changing and morphing into something else. I think we always loved those that we had. You're allowed to love your ex-wife. You're allowed to love and miss the person she was. I think there's been a lot that happened between the two of you. And the two of you aren't who each other fell in love with at the beginning. And that's okay to miss too. Also, if you're dating someone and you're not in love with them, that's okay too. Love is a strange thing. Do you still have feelings for your ex? What do you make of it? Meanwhile, lastly, no one prepares for how much love you will have for your own child. I don't want to meet my ex's affair partner. My son's father cheated on me and abandoned me while I was pregnant with our son. She knew about me and that I was pregnant. My ex left me alone for my whole pregnancy so he could focus on this new girlfriend, and they started living together like 2 weeks after we broke up. During this time, my whole 9-month pregnancy, he told me he wished I got an abortion even though he wanted the baby before he met this girl. He also would tell me he didn't believe it was his or that he didn't want anything to do with him. Well, now my son is out of the womb and I am doing it all on my own, but now my ex wants to play Father of the Year and act like nothing happened. I have allowed him to see his son one time after he didn't contact me for the first months of my son's life, and now that he's met him, he is wanting his girlfriend and her family to meet my son. I don't fully trust my ex with my newborn son alone, and I'm also breastfeeding, so I have to be there if he decides to come and see him. So that means that if he wants his girlfriend and her family to meet them, then I have to be there. I really don't want this and would rather wait till he's older, where I don't have to be there and meet this girl as well. But my ex and his girlfriend tell me I'm just bitter and insecure. Is it bad that I don't want to meet the girl and her family who my ex cheated on me with and abandoned my son and I for? Our first reaction comes from regular Bat 4449. Time to get a lawyer. He's on the hook for child support. The OP replies, I have started the process. Definitely scared for how he will react though. Always told me he'd try to give up his rights if I did file for child support. Regular Bat 4449 responds back. Depending on the state, it won't matter. Made a baby? Pay for the baby. I Want Salsa Verde chimes in. That woman had an affair with a guy whose partner was pregnant. She's disgusting and doesn't get an opinion on your parenting choices. She helped contribute to this problem. She does not have your son's best interest in mind. Blonde 2468 thinks, personally, I would make him go to court and get any visitation and make him do a reintegration plan since he was MIA the entire pregnancy and after his birth. Also, a visitation will be cut severely while you breastfeed. You control who has access to your baby while you are breastfeeding. Therefore, he visits the baby at your house alone, and none of her family gets to visit your house until you decide that. This is the consequence of his actions. Use the word no as a complete sentence. Easy Ad 1096 adds on, don't give him access until he is ordered to pay child support. Ask the opinion of a good divorce attorney. It's not bad at all, OP. He failed you. You have every right to feel that way, and it's not due to your insecurities or your bitterness. A father should earn his right to be called a father, not just decide to show up when it's convenient for him. It's not fair to put a child into that position either. The child doesn't deserve to have a father show up when he feels necessary. A father should be a father from day one, and this guy is clearly no father. What do you think? Does OP's ex deserve to see his child? Thank you for joining us today on rSpace. Like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our next video. Also, please let us know what you thought of today's content. See you next time.